Alright, we got paired. Hopefully we get a move too, because it took me 16 years to get this pairing. Alright, we get d4, d5. Let's see where we go from there. When it says moi, which is pretty much hey or hello in Finnish. Okay, let's go Slav defense. Queen's Gambit, fine. And then, well, exchanges, of course, exchange. This is move, this is move, this is move, that is move. So e5, knight c3. There's some, the knight f3 does take away this one. I was wondering that this allows the e5 move, which I know is possible, but it's a mess though. I'm not even sure how it goes. I mean, the main point, of course, is that if they take here, we push the pawn. Knight goes somewhere. We have a check at some point here. I'm not sure it's gonna be the best here. But I was wondering that, like, what happens if it does take here? Well, I guess we retake again, and the point is again push, knight goes there. And we can just develop too, and we have the check. Well, let's figure it out while we play it. I know it's a move, but I really don't remember how it goes at all. But it's one of those, like, why people, well, I know this is played a lot because most people don't play this here, but it's one reason that knight f3 and then knight c3 is more of a main line maybe. I don't know, this might be a close to main line nowadays anyhow. But it's possible, Is something else possible? Probably not knight here, because then we push him around a little bit, and, well, it kind of almost looks like some kind of weird French reverse. I mean, e3 would be maybe possible there. There's a lot of pressure here in such lines. Well, maybe not so much, but decent amount anyways. I don't expect that to happen. I expect that to happen, or this first and then something. So I don't think there is any other point here than push the d4 now, right? Oh, no, yeah, and then go pick this up, right? Just I hope I don't miss anything obvious. So check, go. Maybe even, is that the right way to go about it? Well, I don't think we want to start with this, because it just makes it harder to do anything. Alright, so, well, the downside, of course, is that this is going to get hit by knight f3 eventually. I don't think this does anything. They just, well, it would hit this guy here. Still, I don't think it's the move. c5, knight c6 looks like a move. It would defend the d4. Well, there's it allows to check, but I don't think we have to worry about that. We have options to take care of it. I mean, assume white can easily play e3, because that guy is little hammered down here, but I think they can breathe easily with e3. Perhaps. I mean, bishop g4 is a legal move. Just with the idea that if the knight appears here, I'm gonna chop, I guess, then h3, and He's gonna say, what are you gonna do with that bishop there? That's a pretty easy way to deal with it. I feel like I'm missing some move here though. I definitely feel like I'm missing a move here. And I'm not sure where the queen belongs after knight f3, like here or here, trying to keep an eye on the king, but it's definitely a little bit on the way there of this guy. And then I'd have to go out with this way, and that feels wrong somehow, but maybe it's right. Are we gonna be exposed here on the other hand? Hard to see the c file opening up there, but well, question. Well, I know this is gonna happen. This would instantly keep it like on the wraps there in a way that they cannot take. So I could move something else. But yeah, seems so wrong. And I don't think I wanna go here because, well, because what? We would be on the pawn too. This does defend it. We block the bishop, but does that matter? Maybe this would be the least offensive square somehow. I mean, there is always this move, but then move away. Okay, I feel like this is not the the move I feel like the queen c7 or something. Is there a move I've seen here, or queen e7? I don't really remember it, honestly. I'm just winging it. I know I remember this maneuver here, but that's about it. And about maybe that's far. Queen b3. Well, that is definitely a move. Defends the c4. Maybe hits this guy, but I was not really moving this guy in a hurry since we blocked it. I was more of thinking getting out this way with the bishop. What else? I mean, it does free the king to castle queen side. That is legal. So no, normal move would be like knight c6. Not sure what it does except reinforces the center a little bit. Knight here could be thinking about going here and looking at this guy. Also h5 is a bit tempting because this would trap the knight at the moment. I mean, maybe not, but yes, though. I guess he would then get this square. Well, it's a mess though, but I think h5 would maybe force him to play there, and is that such a beneficial thing? I don't know, I'll play knight f3, knight f6. I was not looking at this move at all, but feels like I need to get my king somewhere before things happen in the center. I'm not worried about the check here still. Knight c6 looks still tempting, but I'll just go here. Hope that we don't. Well, I guess we have to at some point react to that. Should we react to that now? Just take. Or somehow let them play here and get a pawn here instead. Yeah, perhaps. There's also knight here going for this, but it seems so messed up. But it's very hard to stop. I guess bishop e1. But then I could maybe take here, and the bishop is not taking there. Oh, kids, don't do that at home. Like you are not castled, you're way behind in the development. You're moving the knight again to go for some kind of a funky idea. It is risky as it gets. I don't know, maybe even this kind of stuff could work. Question mark. But it is a fork though. So we'll see. We are covering now this jump here. And at least here, like I said, maybe I can chop here and, well, actually we win a pawn there because he can't take back. And it's not an easy thing to defend. Queen checks here. Probably gets blocked by knight here, but does that change anything? I don't think so. Give me a free move. Also, I could think about just blocking with the queen too. Question mark. Well, everything he did kind of did move away from f2, so we're trying to a little bit do a punishment here, but I'm still kind of like Also, now that I think about it, there is the in-betweener here already instantly. Gets out of the fork, which I should have seen already. I mean, the rook is hanging, so that gives me a little time anyhow, but well, we'll see. We'll see. So, is the bishop going to be a problem? Like if I go here, queen here, bing bang, not good. If I drop here, knight here might be unpleasant, but it does block them. If I'll here, I think I die here. So this is probably quite bad. Probably quite bad. Here, that is covered. That is not though. Oh no. Maybe even here. Because queen takes, and I can't retake because the pin here. Yeah, this probably was a bad idea in general. Do I even have a square for here? Because this feels like the only one and this is kind of unpleasant. Like maybe I'll take here and hope for the best, but we'll see. Not expecting much from this game anymore. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you know you're going the wrong way around, but you just can't resist. Yeah, not that the entire e5 line is very good to begin with, but you have to test things. I think I've played it a few times with not great success. But I should probably actually learn it before I try it. Well, since there is a pawn here, at least this bishop is not coming here. Here, I was tempted to just snap this pawn off. If queen here, I'll take then a rook. But what happens if they just move the rook? Just disgustingly simply move the freaking rook. My knight still has one way out. I mean, I did get the pawn here. They got a pawn here. Honestly, I don't know. Also, I don't know if I can take here because of the bishop here. I mean, maybe knight c6, but it's a bit of a mess to put it. I mean, it's just gonna be a mess, no matter what. Maybe, but it's so sad if you guys all let this go here. It is so sad. I don't know, I probably principal thing is to take there and see what happens, but I'm a little worried that what happens is that I will die. And I'd like to not die. Anyways, it's been a long think. Rook g1, pawn takes here. Maybe bishop to b4, knight c6, knight e5. If I take, rook takes, and then how do we deal with this here? Bishop here, no rook there. Nobody's defending this junker here in any possible way. So rook g1 takes, knight, bishop here, knight c6. But the problem here is definitely that he's just gonna go here and then threaten to take here, and if I castle away it just takes here, and I can't take here of course because knight takes back and I lose a piece. We have no funny business here at all at any point. And the knight is also kind of dodgy to begin with. So I don't know, I might have to just allow some kind of a disgusting d5 and live with it, question mark. And then h3, and the knight becomes a kind of a also, I mean, I guess he can't play d5 and h3 at the same move. I mean, it feels like I should do that though. I don't know, maybe we'll pretend some kind of a bishop d6 is a blockading a passed pawn kind of situation. We don't have to do it yet, but it's such a mess though. And this is always going to be annoying. But maybe not so annoying if I'm not on the file anymore. Alright, so they stuck that there. Well, I'm tempted to take this guy. Because what else? We are still covering that square with the bishop, that's good. Here I can maybe play that if I take there. What's the most painful move they can do? Like here I can maybe give a check and somehow swim away, question mark. Of course there's some potential repeats there. I mean, there is some argument that the pawn there might just be well, taking the pawn might just open them some files, but oh, never. There is also this move here. At the moment I can instantly take this one and they take there, and I don't know, things might escalate, but who knows what's what. But also where else would I stick this if I can't take here? But also maybe some check, and then when I block the check, they'll take with them knight and then to do this, and I can't take this anymore. I guess I could block here, but if it checks there though, then I can't do that. I guess I could block with the knight and take back with the queen if they try to get rid of this, just to get out of the fork, question mark. Well, anyways, I'll take it, whatever. I don't really think I can survive this mess, but who knows? That's a pawn. It's a pawn of swords. It looks like I might die here, but who even knows? All right, so they are highlighting something, that square. This is defended though. So why can't I, for instance, castle away? I mean, maybe he's gonna come here and do something about that, but I mean, this is also technically hanging here. Question mark. I mean, I assume I'm gonna completely die if I let him take here with this here. I'll just castle and see what's what. Maybe the worst case scenario is something. I'll take the rook and yeah, there's probably no good case scenarios here, man. All right, so he's saying that I lose my knight. Well, that is not unlikely. Well, I guess the question is also that, like, I guess the queen has some ways this way. This way we don't have anything. I guess here, but that's about it. I mean, this is only because the idiot is also defended there. Not that the knight would escape anyhow, but yeah. I mean, I kind of expected this to happen. I have a check here. Does that do anything? Throw it anyways there. Oh, it does give me this square though, right? Okay. Hope? Question mark? I still have no hope. At least I feel like there's no hope, but it seems such a messed up construction, but we'll try. The rook is still there. Queen is there. I'm defending like crazy here. I don't know, maybe we have eventually check here. Well, not now, but something. I mean, yeah, this looks risky, very risky. But we are technically up a pawn. Just saying, technically up a pawn. Maybe they'll come attack my queen somewhere. The knight and the Mr. Mate here. Would be funny. I have zero chances that they'll make rook e2. Unless I jinx them by saying that there's a 0 chance that they'll make rook e2. But yeah, I don't think it makes any sense to block the bishop anyways. And the knight can all... Well, like knight can escape, yeah. This bishop is there. Of course, this side is complete mess here and... But as long as we have a one pawn, we have a chance. We have a chance. Of course, this game is complete rubbish, but we have a chance. Basically surviving by complete luck so far. And well, I wouldn't be surprised that the computer would show something disgusting here. That White has some kind of a way to win from here. Well, they do have their problems, yeah. The rook is hanging. They cannot do everything in their life. But my queen has so few squares. Not that their queen have that many squares to begin with either. But they could avoid the queen trade. So who knows, who knows. But something like queen takes, bishop takes, rook moves. Like maybe I can just take and takes and then give a check here to get something going, and I don't know. This does not have to move yet, but it has a solid square there, so maybe we could disturb this knight and even double our pawns, or even here and not double our pawns. Bishop defends backwards. Yeah. And somehow I'm now up on the time too, so I like it. I like it. I'm probably not gonna like it after I see their move, which I have no idea what it's gonna be. But at the moment I'm at least feeling a little less doom. It looked like a few moves ago. That has been a long thing. Long thing. I don't know, maybe the rook moves away and take with the knight, hit the bishop. Something. Alright, well, that we could take here, maybe, question mark. I could take here, take there. Take here, there. I mean, I don't have to be greedy and go for the exchange because we are technically up a pawn. Of course, if I take here, the knight is gonna be here and there, and I'm still not developed at all here, so it's a bit of a meh. So what happens if and if we'll take the thinking? I'm a little hesitant of taking here because of takes there. It's my bishop, and then if I take here, they'll take the bishop and hit this guy, even though I would get out here, but it looks too messy to me. So I try to take this 5 first, but then is this gonna be a thing? Or maybe here. And again, playing against this idiot here. Somehow. Okay, I've taken a lot of time thinking here without actually thinking well. I mean, I guess I could take here and just move the bishop away, right? Because technically I am forking the rook and the bishop. If, potentially we just take the rook. I mean, maybe it was safer still to take there, but at least now that is not there. I don't know, maybe they had some other point to this entire thing, but I'm not sure about it. I still have this square covered. And I am threatening to take a full rook by taking here. And if there, why not go here? Or even now that we are up a pawn and an exchange, why not go here and let them double my pawns? Just so I don't block the bishop and get some awkward development. Of course, the pawns are doubled and awkward, but I hope we're up enough stuff that does not matter, question mark. Of course, the bishops stay. Oh, maybe I should have actually taken this more seriously, question mark. Okay, that's not too disturbing, doing it first. Now I of course can't go here, but I have to go here. I was worried about, I saw this move before the knight takes. And then I was thinking if I go here, he takes there, I'll take there. He has an in-between check and then take here. I guess I could still go there. Alright, so knight goes there. He's gonna, well, he's not really gonna go there, is he? Here he is gonna, and if I play g6, then this could actually become a bit of an issue. bit of an issue. I guess we could play g6 knight here, bishop g7, knight take there. I could take, I could also maybe not take, but takes, bishop takes. It's of course quite unpleasant, but okay, I'll see what happens here. See what's what. With the point that if he goes there, I'm gonna chop his head off. If he goes there, I guess he threatens this, but then f6 maybe. Oh, I don't know. Does he threaten anything? I don't know. I hope not. He has a check there, but I was gonna sidestep it. If takes, I'll take. That's not so dangerous either way, I suppose. If there, I'll chop it off. If bishop goes there, I'll chop that off. Yeah, chop. Oh, that's an easy one. Only move. I saw that I lost this pawn, but does that matter? Still, if I take with the bishop, I cannot take the knight, of course, because this... Oh, I could actually take, but if he takes there, though... Oh. Okay, he's on the stinking rook, though. Oh. That's a bit unpleasant. So if I take here, take there, go here. Knight is very, very trapped there. I'm definitely threatening some kind of discovery. I don't know. This is unnecessary to give it up, the exchange back, but I thought this looks fun, so let's do it. Assume they maybe have to go into a corner here or some other way of getting out of the discovery. And maybe I could even take here and push here, right? Oh, that does not work because this is gonna be a check. This big otherwise probably well worked also, but all right, let's see. Let's look at from the top. Opening book open. Everything seems to be fine. So knight c3. There is like knight f3 is a main line for a reason. But I like of course the e5 line is a very dodgy line, but it avoids that line if you start with this instead of that. And they usually transpose. Both knights go out. This is of course more aggressive. Instantly putting the pressure here, and the queen is open to go here. So it has some ways to put pressure here. So usually knight black plays this, not that, but just goes knight f6 and not go there. But one downside, of course, is this is the legal move. It's not the greatest though. The Winover counter gambit. I didn't remember the name at all. So I was thinking also, does this make a difference here? Doing it this way. Which way did they block in the game? Bishop d2. Knight goes there. Knight is coming here. I don't know, does this make a difference? Like there is no... One set of pawns has been eliminated. Honestly, I don't know. This instead of the one we got in the game. Something here. Yeah, I guess I could just go here. Yeah, knight c6, knight f3, queen drops back to d5. I don't have a d5 in that line, or this line. I don't know, it makes a difference. Is that such a great square? Maybe it could be. At least it's centralized there. All right, so what is the the main line here. Knight f6. I played c5, which is the second most popular. What does Mr. Machine recommend? Instantly just gets out of the way. And then plays knight f6. Probably transposing to knight f6 here, knight here, queen d6. Alright, so queen c2, not e3. If e3, then take, check. Complete equality. Why did I not think about that this is possible? Because I somehow felt like this blocks the bishop here. Well, I don't think that far, I think. Of course we can chop there first, then give a check. And then it's somehow equal. So white does not play e3. But then he has a little problems with this mesh, right? But gets the rook lined up here and then goes e3. And black still has some problems, you know. Meh. I don't know, yeah. Instantly goes somewhere possible maybe. Or maybe this just repeats. So maybe he has to prep first. Well, this would be some kind of a main line. We played c5, knight f3. Then I went queen e6. So I thought this funny, but apparently it's completely horrible. They went here, but e3, which I thought I'm kind of making it more awkward. Yeah, the c5 is just on the way here in these lines. I mean, of course, that if I play c5, I should not take here because it's supposed to support the pawn here. But still. Why is this so bad? Like here, somewhere. Chop, rook e1 or knight f5. Yeah. Just about, except. Can you take here? I guess not, since the bishop is also hanging. Bishop b4. Then you can take here, and now it's not longer hanging. And white just won the pawn. Fine. Alright, so this was not so good. Not for the reasons I did in the game, though. I should not do this, because it did not work. I missed that he has this in-betweener to get out of the fork, which is not that hard to see, but apparently we see nothing. And then, yikes, not so great. Just rook g1, and like I said, I don't think I can take here because of this. See if computer agrees. Apparently knight e5 is even better. And again, same line, but better. And if we go somewhere else, then, well, knight h5. That's pretty hard to see, but maybe you see it here, that you threaten pork. I don't know what's the point, to be honest. Oh, queen g3. Another pork here. Funny. Funny. You will die. Alright, so he had better moves. This is still good for white though. I took here. And now this is mistake because I can castle. Here if he does rook g1, then I suppose this is some kind of a threat. No, this is still hanging here. What happens if I castle? Knight f3. We run somewhere. Queen e3. Oh, another fork. Always fork. Always fork. I mean, he did it once. Well, now it's not really a fork since that's still defended, but he almost got the right way to do it, but I had this chance here, which I of course did not see at all in advance, but it's the only move that saves my bacon here. Now suddenly black's up a pawn, and even better because white just does not have anything here. Yeah. Apparently I can also take here, but thought this is easier because there is the fork in the end here, even if he takes with the knight. And also apparently I can also take here because they can go back, fork. Yeah. Anyhow, they took with the pawn, I took the rook. It's a bit dangerous here. I should maybe take it more seriously, but I am fine. Also f6 apparently. Thought here, well, this is a bit dangerous though. I figured I'm fine here. And there, this is funny way to do it though. Apparently it's all fine though. I was expecting this to go here and then I was the rooks, the knight is just trapped here. Bishop is covering everybody. And the bishops are really well defending each other too. They're like nowhere to run into. Well, this instantly loses the knight. Then we are just up a full piece. My opponent resigned. So it was a mess. But I feel like the e5 line is a bit of a cheeky counter gambit that is kind of ends up in a mess anyway. So, but of course we should not play it in a way that we are lost by force there. But yeah, I mean, I kind of knew. I didn't see why that I think fails, but I had in my back of my mind that we are so much behind in the development that you should not go doing silly moves like that. But it was a straight up failure. Anyways, I hope somebody learned something from that. Sometimes you win games undeserved. Horrible. Anyways, until next time.